Hello, my name is Zucker Brown, back with another video. Just want to say hello to my supporters out there. Thank you for your support. I'm happy that I've got new subscribers. I'm happy that people believe in me and enjoy watching my videos, and even people who criticize me. But anyway, I want to make a video based on the UFC and steroids and stuff. And the name of this video is called UFC's been dirty since day one. Now, the thing is, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that the UFC since day one, ever since the first UFC event, that just about everybody and their right mama was taking steroids. Okay, you know, when you think of fighters like Ken Shamrock, and you think of fighters of Mark Coleman, and I think Tank Abbott and so many other fighters. Um, these people were juicing since the early days of the UFC, and back then there was no USADA. Okay, USADA didn't come into the UFC until 2013, and that's when they started busting. I mean, Jesus, almost everybody on steroids, and then uh, one of the people that commented on my videos said something interesting, that George St. Pierre left the UFC as soon as USADA came. Now, he claims that he left because there were people that were because of the amount of people that were doping, people like Johnny Hendricks. Basically the guy that pretty much destroyed him, and many have said that he won the fight. But anyway, a lot of people said that it was suspicious that GSP left doing USADA testing, and some say that he might have been juicing as well. I don't believe so, but one of the people that commented on my videos said that GSP left the sport right around the time when USADA came in. But the thing is, UFC's been dirty since day one. I mean, there's just no way around it. I mean, fighters has been getting busted left to right. Fighters like Josh Burnett, Sean Shirk, John Fitch, John Jones especially, and then of course, who else has been busted? Anderson Silva, Josh Barnett. Let me see who else. Who else has been busted for steroids? There's another guy in the heavyweight division. I think he goes by the name of, I think it's not Thiago Silva, not Thiago. Who else has been busted? Someone else has been busted for steroids in the UFC. I'm trying to figure out. And of course, Vitor Belfort. Of course, I mean, even though he took TRT, but the reason he took TRT is because he's had a history of steroid use as well, and he needed the TRT because his body can't no longer produce testosterone because he's been roiding his entire career. Tim Sylvia, that's what I was trying to think of. He also got busted with steroids. Someone else. I think Lyoto Machida got busted, but I don't believe he was juicing as much as other fighters. Who else was? I'm trying to figure out who else was juicing. Someone else was taking steroids. Oh yeah, Werdum, Fabricio Werdum. He got busted for steroids. Brock Lesnar got busted for steroids. Junior Dos Santos, he got busted for steroids. And it just, have you guys noticed ever since USADA came in, all these fighters all of a sudden were getting busted? You know what I'm saying? It just goes to show that, the sport is dirty. And I, for one, I do not agree with steroid use. I feel, and call me old-fashioned, whatever, but I truly believe a truly great or good athlete does not need to take steroids to succeed. I believe in hard work and grit and determination and training your ass off That's what makes a true athlete. When you start taking steroids, and I don't care what sport it is, MMA, kickboxing, football, baseball, basketball, hell, even golf, if you want to go that far. When you start taking drugs, when you start taking PEDs, you are no longer a true athlete. Now you are an artificial athlete. You're a half-ass athlete. Okay, and not to mention a cheater. Okay, when you take steroids or any other PEDs to gain an advantage against your opponent, then you are pretty much technically a cheater. And Joe Rogan has even stated that Pride has been dirty, has been known for steroid use. But you know what? At the time, Japan and they put it in one of the fighters' contract. We will not test you for steroids. So the Japanese did not care who took steroids or not. They just wanted to see they wanted to see a freak show. They wanted to see two roided up guys beat the ever living hell out of each other. But with the UFC is a far more popular MMA promotion, and I think it needs to. I think the sport needs to continuously get cleaned up, because the last thing we need is a bunch of people roiding up in the UFC. We already had a bunch of people who were exposed, but I truly believe that steroids has no place in any sport, especially MMA. When a man or woman takes a steroid, it gives them unfair advantages. Now, they may not guarantee victory, but it gives you unfair advantages. You able to punch harder. You're able to kick harder. You're able to you're able to have more strength when you grapple with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Steroids give you more strength to be able to overpower someone in a grapple. Steroids give you supernatural abilities, superhuman abilities, and that's not fair to the other guy who's not taking steroids. And some people would say, well, you know what? Maybe everyone should take steroids as a level playing field. Absolutely not. The UFC or any other MMA promotion or sports in general, no. People should not take steroids. People should do it. People should compete at basically, the old-fashioned way. You know what I'm saying? Training hard, getting enough sleep, taking your vitamins and stuff like that, taking a whey protein powder, creatine, whatever. The natural way. Steroids is unnatural. And not to mention, steroids is also considered dangerous as well because of the side effects that comes with it. And I truly believe that it just has no place in sports, especially sports like the UFC, which is a combat sport. But again, UFC has been dirty since day one. And ever since USADA came in, people has been getting busted left to right. But like I said, fighters are going to find new ways to dope. You know what I'm saying? And, like I said, people like Jones has doped multiple times. But I guess as long as you are profitable, or how you say valuable to the UFC, people like Dana White's willing to turn a blind eye, because let's be honest, if they really wanted to, if USADA really wanted to, they could pretty much bust everybody in the UFC, and they wouldn't be a UFC. But Dana White cannot afford that. But bottom line, it's been dirty since day one. It's not going to change. I want the sport to be clean, but unfortunately, fighters are going to do whatever it takes to cheat, because there's too much involved. There's too much money, power, and fame involved in it. So people are going to do whatever it takes to reach stardom. I am definitely going to make more videos about UFC and steroids and stuff. But this is Edgar Brown. I am out with this video. Have a nice day.